This is another episode of the Backstage Sports Podcast. I'm Joe Conor.
I'm JT Harker.
And today we have another super special guest today. This is the second Philly cat that we've had on in the span of 2 weeks.
Hey, who was the first?
We're going back to back. We had Timothy Parker on last week or whatever. So this is crazy because we all went to the same high school. But today we have CJ Branch on. Now this for those of you who don't know, if you're a musician listening or watching, you know most of the musicians that come on here. So you probably already know CJ or know of CJ. But if you don't, this guy's a phenomenal keyboard player, producer. I can't run down the list of people he's played for because he's played for everybody. From Nico and Vince to Robert Glasper. Most recently, I think before the pandemic, he was touring with Wiz Khalifa. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard of him.
He's here today, and we finna get into it. CJ, welcome to the show, bro.
Yo, thanks for having me, man. You already know, sports, food, and music is what I live by, so this is exciting. And then this makes sense for you to have this platform because you've always been a sports guy as long as I've known you. Like literally.
Yeah.
Since day one.
He also loves to argue. So it's either being a lawyer or having your own sports podcast.
Period. That's it. That was it. It's funny because my you remember Miss Renz probably from school. My teacher from school.
Eagles fanatic.
Yep. She always said, I wanted you to be a lawyer. She said, if you wasn't doing music, I would have been real mad at you if you didn't go into law. Because she had me on the debate team, and we was doing.
Yeah, because you'll snap.
Yeah, we was doing all that, all the mock trials and stuff. We did all of that.
Yo, that's so crazy.
She the reason why I still watch the ID channel today.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. Okay, so we got a lot to talk about. But before we get into it, JT, you have a This Day in History or some version of This Day in History?
This Day in History version, whatever the date is today. Is it the 3rd of August, 2020?
Yeah, it's the 4th.
4th of August. So far, the craziest year of any of our lives.
Easily.
Somewhere on some date at some time today in the past. Michael Jordan did something to further solidify himself as the greatest basketball player who ever lived. I don't know what it was.
No.
And I don't know who he was playing, but something happened that just further solidified it.
That's not.
Everyone knows. I just figured I'd throw that out there.
Also, first of all, not only is that not a proper This Day in History, it's also not accurate. So we have to
This Day in
move on
History.
from that.
Something on This Day in History happened that solidified him further as the greatest.
No, that's not what happened.
Odds are in my favor.
I don't think so. I think that's false. If I had an alarm button, I would just hit that real quick.
How dare you?
But we did have basketball start, and so they've been going at it. This weekend we had a slew of dope games, so it's a lot of dope games to go to. But we got a super big Sixers fan on the podcast today, and CJ.
Absolutely.
They had kind of a rough start to the bubble restart. But they rebound yesterday. They lost against the Pacers, and then who did they beat yesterday, or did
they beat the Spurs barely?
They beat the Spurs. So that's a solid win over the Spurs. So what's your feeling about the restart with the Sixers and what's going on with the East too? They're in that battle and at the top of the East. What's your feeling with that?
Man, there's so many things, when it comes down to the Sixers as a team. Just the team, the organization, and because I've been following them for so long. Yeah. Every time I see a loss, it goes back to like 5 seasons. You know what I'm saying? And I'm blaming that loss on this happened and when we were in the process and Sam Hinkie did just so much. But I really feel like with the restart in the preseason, even though we lost 2 games in the preseason, but I could see that it was something different with the team from the rip. And it may be just a little bit more cohesiveness, even how they came back and won that game yesterday. I really feel like the Sixers before the bubble would have lost. But right now, I feel like the Eastern Conference is wide open, like the bottom half of it. Anyway.
Oh, for sure.
And honestly,
I think the whole thing is why. I think outside of I think the whole thing is really wide open. Like we talked about this. We talked about the East and the situation that they're in last week before last. I think outside, even I was about to say outside of Milwaukee, but I'm going to include Milwaukee in that because we got to remember Milwaukee hasn't came out the East. We talk about Milwaukee like they were something. The Cavaliers with LeBron, and like they've been running through the East for years, and they have yet to come out.
Even with LeBron gone, they haven't done anything yet.
Right.
Which is the main thing for me. But no, you know, it was a team, and I ain't gonna hold you. First of all, let me give you this crazy story. So the year this was last year, Kawhi hit the game-winning shot. I didn't get to see the game. All I saw was that last shot.
Yeah.
After that shot, I had to go directly on the stage and play a show with Wiz Khalifa at Rolling Loud. Whatever the Rolling Loud was, that was the day that the Sixers lost. So I had to deal with that. Not only that, but maybe like a couple of weeks later, why was I in Toronto during their championship celebration?
Oh, wow.
So, but I did do one thing. I did make a video of myself chanting, "Trust the process."
Yeah.
You know, amongst their fans, just so that way, you know, everyone know what time it was. But
yeah,
Toronto, you got to give them their credit, man. Like, they look great. I watched them play the other day, and technically they may have the longest bench in the East.
Yeah.
With like the best players, but man, like Toronto, Milwaukee, and how about this? Even Orlando don't look that bad. Like, like it's open. And then honestly, I feel like once the playoffs start, you know, like as far as the East is concerned, I feel like there's about maybe out of those 8, 5 can come out of the East. And have the pleasure of losing to LeBron or Kawhi. Like, either way, it's what happened. Because I tell you, that boy LeBron, it's like he's doing something else this year.
It's funny because you talked about having to play at the Raptors celebration, and I thought about it when I saw somebody else. Who was it? I think it was Brian Fraser Moore, and the year that Eagles won the Super Bowl. I think is that when Adam and Brian and them played the Super Bowl? They played the Super Bowl that year too, was it? I think it might have been that year
or the year before. But that's crazy.
I think it was that year. That, and to me that'd have been like I'd have lost my mind, bro. If I'm playing the Super Bowl when this is the reverse of having to play when they lost, but still like that, it would have blew my mind. Like I'd have snapped out.
The fact that they played so many Super Bowls and we're like, yo, what Super Bowl is that?
I know. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, man, like the East to me is crazy to the point where like I'm a heavy fantasy sports dude. DraftKings dude.
Yeah.
So like
we got to get you in the. So we doing a backstage sports fantasy league. Football. We got to get you in the league then.
Oh, yeah, please. You already know. But yeah, so I'm doing that, and like every day I'm looking at the games like, yo, the East is really evenly matched, and you know, it's a place where we may not know what's really going to happen until the playoffs start.
Yeah.
Like we're really not going to know. Like you can't call it until the playoffs starts.
Yeah, I believe the East is a shit show. I was arguing with JT about that last week because I'm like, the East is – because, you know, JT is a Giannis. He picked Giannis for MVP. So I said, listen, if you picking Giannis for MVP, you need to keep the same energy. Let's talk about the East the way we were talking about the East with LeBron was in the East.
And then I said, CJ, I said, Joe, you need to keep talking about the East the way you've been talking about the East all the years LeBron's been playing it.
Well, it's not the same. No, it's not the same. It's the shit.
Now it's bad.
The East is a complete shit show.
I will admit this. I will say this. The East is now somehow weaker than it's been. I mean, it's been bad.
Yeah.
Literally since I was in high school. There've been some good teams, but top to bottom it's been bad, and now it's worse because
it's crazy.
You know, we know why. Paul George has been gone, but LeBron's out of there now. Kyrie's not playing.
Right.
Kevin Durant's not playing.
Dwayne Wade's gone.
Dwayne Wade's. I mean, so there's just a lot of the talent has gone west or retired,
and or it's spread out. Like I was liking the Sixers when they had Jimmy Butler on there, but Jimmy Butler leaves, so now they're not. Everybody kind of falls into this pack, which makes it just a muddy conference. And
everybody's team looks the same, and that's what makes me so frustrated with the Sixers, because I'm like, technically, you have the two pieces.
Yes.
to no one has a starting five in the East with a Joel and Ben.
Right.
So a lot of things confuse me when it comes down to that. Like, it's just like I don't understand.
The Sixers are mind blowing to me because when you look at the talent that they have, you're like, you shouldn't be in the middle of the pack. Like right now, they're sixth. They're sixth in the East.
This is
2 games behind.
This is, and it bums me out because I thought they were one of the teams of the future. And obviously, Jimmy Butler Lee. I'm a big Jimmy Butler guy. Like, I think he was the perfect guy to be with those guys.
Yeah.
Like, I thought his personality, his toughness, and his style of play, I just thought that was a great trio. I was bummed out that he wanted to leave. I mean, I like him in Miami too. But what bums me out is this. I love Ben Simmons, and I love them as a duo, him and Embiid. But the knock on Ben Simmons was, how much does he love the game coming out of college? Yeah. He disappears sometimes, scoring-wise, even in college. You never like hearing that. Wiggins was another guy we heard that about. Oftentimes,
winless for Wiggins is what they were calling in Philly. Mm-hmm. Winless for Wiggins.
Yep. Karl Anthony Towns, another guy that we heard could just disappear, even though he's got all the talent. I never like hearing that because if they are not going to bring it in college, what are they going to bring night in, night out? That college is a 30-game season.
Right.
Right? Like, how are you going to bring in 82 games a year in the NBA? Right. But what bothers me is that it's almost like he just refuses to work on his jump shot. He's not shooting it. He's not shooting threes. And it's like, I can be cool with you missing them. But if you're just not going to work on it, not going to take them in today's NBA with all the other talent that he's got.
Right. You might as well play center every night, Ben. You might as well play center every night.
Right. And then we see these videos every offseason. Ben Simmons shooting three. And Simmons been in the gym. And it's like, we do this every year, y'all.
Every year.
I wonder what gym that is.
My whole thing with him is, if you're so great, why do you got to go to these summer things and dunk and just go to all summer, just shoot. Don't take anything else but a shot. But when those cameras come on, it's almost like he goes into the, King Ben Simmons thing, he's not going to shoot it. The attitude is there and stuff like that. But let me tell you something. And Joe, like I love my Sixers very dearly. And JT, Jimmy leaving really, really bothered me. Yeah. But recently, I don't know if you guys saw this, Jimmy had to leave the bubble or something like that. Jimmy left the bubble, and Jay Crowder put it out there like, hey, I don't really know what's going on with him, but I hope that we can talk to him when we come back. This is how it always starts with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, he rubs a lot of people the wrong way.
And he's doing it at the wrong time, right before the playoff starts.
Yep. Because like we said, they got a chance. They have a chance as good as anybody in the East. Especially, I'm talking about when you look at the East, right? Even you can go 1 through 8. Milwaukee is first, Toronto, then Boston, Miami, Indiana, Sixers, Orlando, and Brooklyn. Outside of Orlando and Brooklyn, even though Brooklyn just beat the Bucks.
Milwaukee. Yep.
I was about to say outside of them, it's literally anybody can come out the East. So this is the year that you really shouldn't be fucking around, especially because you're in the bubble. So now, like the Sixers had a issue at home playing away, right? They were a terrible road team. It's no road games, right? So now you don't got to worry about road games. You don't got to worry about jitters and everything like that.
Yeah, we might have to worry about it because technically the Indiana game we lost was a road game, and the Spurs game we won was a home game. So they may still be haunting us.
But that's why they blow my mind, because it's like y'all lose to Indiana when Victor Oladipo had decided he was coming back an hour before the game or whatever. It was crazy. And only their best player what he did, 15, 16 points. And then y'all let some guy named TJ, I don't even remember his name.
Warren.
TJ Warren dropped 50 on y'all.
53
on y'all.
Yeah, man.
This is why I look at the Sixers and I'm like, I can't trust the Sixers. And then you go, well, the Bucks are the best team, and and then they get beat by the worst
Brooklyn
team in the East. And so you're like, I can't trust the Bucks. The Raptors are the Raptors, but you can't trust who's their star on the Raptors? Like, don't tell me Pascal Siakam.
They don't have no star. But I feel like, you ever notice in the playoffs? Like, remember Paul George became a star in that series against Miami that they lost?
Yeah.
Remember that? Paul George kind of like became a star in that series. I feel like if Siakam, you never know. This could be his breakout because he may not be Kawhi, but man can play. Man.
I'll tell you what, I haven't watched enough of him, so I'm not going to talk too much on him. But last year when my Warriors were making their run, they were supposed to go win another one. Siakam, I didn't know much about him. I'd heard his name. I know he bounced around a little bit, but I was watching him going like, he's either having the series of his life or he's a legit player. And I know he was an all-star.
Siakam can ball.
He looked nice in the postseason last year. And I think his thing is that he needs a legit mismatch and he'll dominate.
Yeah.
He doesn't have
Yeah. Or he needs a star player like Kawhi next to him.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Because Siakam is he a budding star or is he a budding number 2? You know what I'm saying? I think that's really the question.
How many years he been in the league? How many years he been in the league?
I was 6, I think 5 or 6.
I think he's.
I want to give
honestly what you really want is I like Kyle Lowry. I'm not a big Kyle Lowry believer. I think you want Lowry almost as your 4th guy, to be honest. Like unless you're gonna have like a Kawhi, I think Lowry needs to be your 4th guy. And then have 2 other big time players. It's just tough, man. Toronto, and also I'm not a believer. Well, actually, let's say who I am a believer in. I texted you while I was watching this game the other night, Joe. My new favorite team, other than obviously I'm a Warriors fan, my new favorite team is the Boston Celtics. I hadn't watched them in a while. I loved when Gordon Hayward went there. Obviously, then he annihilated his freaking leg, and I was like, this might not be working out. Kyrie goes there. I'm still pumped. That doesn't work out. But now they're sitting here homegrown, other than going and getting Hayward. But Hayward's a hometown guy. He's an East Coast guy playing for his college coach. Yeah. So I love watching this team. Marcus Smart, they drafted him. They've thought about dealing him. They've kept him. He comes off the bench. He loves his role, tough as hell. Boston, you know what I mean? Like he's that type of player. Yeah. You've got obviously a budding star, future MVP, I think future multiple-time champion Jason Tatum. Yeah. And then you've got Gordon Hayward coming back, who's okay coming as a 6th man. He's okay starting. He's okay being your –
He's been playing good.
How about Jaylen Brown? Yeah. This dude is nasty. Man, I hadn't watched him really in about a season. That guy's legit. Yeah. So now you've got – and I think Gordon Hayward's their 4th guy right now, right? They've got Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker.
So
their number 1 guy.
Yeah. Gordon Hayward's your 4th guy. Kemba Walker's only 31, 32. He's still in his prime. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? Yeah. That's the future right there. That's the future.
I'm also curious to see what Kemba does in his first – it's his first playoffs, right? No. He made it before, but –
I think they made it one time.
But this is his, first, all right, I got a chance. And if
they
you remember –
talent. They
remember
the
last time we watched Big Kemba on a big stage?
Yeah.
He was in a college uniform doing work.
UConn.
The Celtics have talent. The same way I look at the Sixers is kind of how I look at the Celtics. Where
how dare you, Joseph? How dare you?
What?
The Celtics are way younger though.
No. Than the Sixers?
The Celtics overall, their core is way younger. It's like the youngest in the league.
I'm saying
their stars are about.
You're saying right now.
Yeah, I'm saying
the team's cores are the same age.
Yeah, but I'm saying the way I look at them similar is is the talent. I look at the talent that they have. The Celtics have talent the Sixers have talent that's comparable to the Celtics, but they just don't play up to their potential when it counts.
Question for you guys. Do you all think that the Sixers need that the coach is the number 1 problem? Because let me say this first.
I think Brett's clock is ticking.
His clock been ticking since last year. And truth be told, I hope whoever we get is the coach, because if we don't, our stars might leave.
Yeah.
They don't want to be there with every, coach switching and we can't
because that's the thing for me. If I see you, because I'm saying the same thing about Brett and what's his name, Brett and Boston. The name of their coach, Brad Stevens. I've been saying the same thing about Brad. Brad Stevens' clock got to be ticking, bro, because you can't have this talent and be in the East the way it is right now and not break through. Like y'all keep.
The difference is though, Joe.
You got to follow the coach.
But the difference is, first of all, I'm actually gonna on this show right now pick the Celtics to go to the finals this year. I'm picking them to go to the finals. I think, obviously, them or Milwaukee. I don't think Toronto's got it. But I'm going to pick them to break out. I think that they might be ready. But at the same time, even if they don't, his clock's not ticking. Their star player is 22. The future of their franchise is 22 years old. And you said you think they could be the next Kobe level type player. They've got plenty of. That's why I'm saying they're my new favorite team, not because of what they're doing this year. I was watching them the other night against the Bucks, and then I watched them against a team yesterday, the day before, and I'm like, dude, this team has young as they are, because they're the perfect mix of youth and also plenty of experience to go forward.
That's a team that's a team that was fielding Al Horford, an all-star, Kyrie Irving, an all-star, Jason Tatum, an all-star, Jaylen Brown, an all-star. This is the talent that they had. His clock is ticking because when you had this talent, you didn't do anything with them, and now you're in an East where it's an even playing field and it's wide open. You have to at least be in the Eastern Conference Finals this year. But my thing is you should break through. Like, you should win it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you lose to Milwaukee, I'm not gonna be mad at you. I'm gonna give you a couple, you buy yourself some time, you make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, you lose to Milwaukee in a tight one or something like that. But outside of that, his clock has to be ticking because you have with the talent that they have in the East. You got to do more in the postseason for me. Like, you just have to do more.
How do y'all? Okay, Joe. Let me ask y'all this. I really want to know. So there's every time I talk about the Sixers and I go off, and even you hear about Boston.
Yeah.
There's always something that's brought up to me that's very interesting, even with the coaches. And I feel like we all forget, especially since we're older now.
Yeah.
Their duo and Sixers duo technically is not that old.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's just and if you look at when players started really winning, they didn't do it to maybe 2 seasons, removed from where we are now.
Yeah.
So I also think about that. You know what I mean? Is people wanting too much from the guys in Boston? Are they really killing Joel Embiid, and Ben Simmons so much? Because when you look at the Kobe's and you look at the LeBrons, and it's okay. I look at the Sixers. I could talk about them because I know them. I was okay, before Ben and them got here, we weren't in the playoffs for years. And we made the playoffs every year. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're in the second round. This year, we let's see if we can make it past the second round. Then you look back on it, you're like, maybe I'm just the overexcited fan that's complaining because it took Kobe some time. It took Jordan some time. It's just so far, these players have played less years than the greats.
Right,
already.
but the one thing that a lot of those teams have in common is they were pushing and pushing. They made a coaching change and then stuff changed, right? It happened with the Warriors, right? It happened with the Warriors. It happened with the Lakers, right? So it happened with
the Bulls.
It happened with the Bulls. It happened with the LeBron team when they switched out. So that's why I'm saying these guys, and let me believe me, the front offices, they might not say it publicly, but they thinking that the clock is ticking too, because they're gonna go.
It's obvious.
Especially if a big name coach comes loose, and they're like, wait a minute, we can put so and so behind. We can put Mark Jackson in the head coaching seat with this Celtics team, and we think that he can get us over the hump, or we can think there's gonna be another Steve Kerr situation because the history of the league confirms it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think but no time soon.
I do.
Yeah, Danny Ainge is different though, and they that's the thing. They love Brad Stevens. They brought him in as a young coach.
They love winning more.
First time NBA coach, but he has. They're
not winning.
But bro, they're 2 or 3 2 seasons removed from when they made it to was it that season they overachieved? And then when they were adding Kyrie, they overachieved without Gordon Hayward because he got hurt the first game of the year, and they were going to add Kyrie.
That bought him time. Straight up, that bought him time. I'm saying,
but I'm just saying, they're not that far removed. And I mean, what are they? Are they third in the East? Third?
Boston is third right now.
I mean, that's where they should be. Unless you're underachieving regular season, and then. I mean, I certainly think they'll look at what happens next year. Next year, you've got Jason Tatum another year after really coming into his own. He's going to start entering his prime. He's still got 2 more seasons before he's even in his prime.
He does.
You know what I mean?
I'm saying. Like, are we judging these guys too early?
I'm saying if you look at the history of the league, those coaches changes happen.
Happen right now, right?
They happen.
For sure. But I think Boston, Danny Ainge, I think they're going to handle a little more old school, and I personally like that more. Unless you just look, if the coach isn't working out, he isn't working out. Brad Stevens, he has great rapport with the players. Everyone wants to play for him. No issue. I don't think he even had issues with Kyrie. He just goes out and coaches.
With Kyrie.
Everybody
That's why Kyrie lost.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Kyrie about to mess Boston up. I mean, Brooklyn up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
See that interview?
I'm waiting for it.
This is what he did. He went. They say, so Kyrie, what do you think of the team and where you guys are going? He says, yeah, man, I think the team is going great, and hopefully in the offseason we can bring some help for myself, KD and DeAndre. Like, Spencer wasn't balling,
bro.
Like Karis LeVert wasn't
balling. Like this team wasn't in the
balling.
playoffs before you and after you and during you. You're still not playing. They're still in the playoffs. But Kyrie, let me tell you, this is about to be Boston 2.0. I'm trying to tell you right now, because Boston was a playoff team before he got there. The Nets are a playoff team before he got there. We're hearing about chemistry issues already. He's not playing. They're doing well. They're gonna throw him back and then throw KD back into it, who are both two flat earther prima donnas. Wild, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of drama on one team between KD and Kyrie.
For sure. But let me tell you the difference between those two guys. KD's kind of crazy too in his own way, right? But this is the difference to me. Kyrie has been entitled his whole life. He was the golden child his whole life. Had everything given to him his whole life. KD's from nothing, was being woken up by his mom's single-family home, 5 a.m. to go run hill sprints with his brother, and a totally different mentality.
That's why I think they're going to clash.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. I think Kyrie's just it's hard for him to get along. I just think guys don't trust him. They don't relate to him.
Yeah.
He's just a weird combination of things, man.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because he's very, very talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can all agree the East is a mud pie, and who knows what's going to happen there, but it's going to be interesting to see. One of the other big games that happened this weekend was the Grizzlies and the Pelicans. So this was the Rookie of the Year.
I thought he was going to avoid it. This
was the Rookie of the Year match. Not really matchup, because it's over and Ja won it. So let's just keep it there. But the Pelicans took the game. They won. I think. What was your takeaway from the game before I go? Did you get the chance to check out the game?
Of course, I watched the game. I really felt like Zion wanted to make a point in this game.
Yeah.
And I also
right.
And I felt like, Ja was still trying to play his game. But if you notice with Ja Morant, I've started to notice that when he plays against big point guards, or like someone that has a decent defensive mindset, he doesn't really do as good.
Mm-hmm.
He loses that little, it's not like AI, how we used to see AI go up against bigger defenders. He taking them all day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That was just
interesting. But that's my thing about Ja. The point guard position is almost the toughest in the league.
Right. He should maybe play
especially
too, right?
as a rookie.
Yeah.
Especially as a rookie, when you're going up against the NBA has some of the most phenomenal point guard play that we're seeing right now. Even on the lesser teams, you look at the point guards and you're like, oh, you got to go up against them. You got to go up against,
night in, night out.
Night in and night out. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I respect what he's done as a rookie, because I'm like, he came into the league as a rookie point guard and was taking on a challenge. And also I like that he put on some pounds in the off season, not the off season, but during the little pandemic break. I like that he put on some, I think he gained 12 pounds or whatever. So he's going to beef up and be able to really I
wish Zion would give him some of his pounds. That's what I wish.
Yeah, Zion.
Can you tell me something? Tell me something. What happened to these 25, 30 pounds?
Bro, I swear to God, I was thinking the same thing. And I was looking, bigger. I was watching I don't understand.
Bigger.
We kept hearing that Zion was losing weight, and that we saw some pictures where he looked kind of chiseled. And then game one, I was like, that looked like the old Zion. He almost looks bigger.
Dude, it hurts me. It hurts me to watch him walk like it hurts me to watch Tom Brady run. I'm telling you, I know he probably walks like that anyway, but he's just so damn big, and you cannot tell me that we cannot take 25, 30 pounds off this dude's knees.
I know.
His hips, his ankles.
Yeah.
It's just
because he's too athletic. He can't move.
Too athletic. It's the reason Bo Jackson hurt himself was he's so damn strong.
Yeah.
That once a strong guy got a hold of his leg, he was so strong he pulled his own hip out of its socket.
Yeah.
Like, and this ain't football. This is basketball where you're jumping up and down all day long.
Yeah.
And he's been on this minutes restriction thing since we got back from the COVID break.
Which I don't understand why.
You had 5 months off, bro.
Oh no!
But part of me thinks that it's conditioning. Part of me thinks that the organization is like, he's gonna die out there. So let's
Joe,
put him, you know
Joe,
what I mean? Like
they really let him loose yesterday for 25 minutes.
25 minutes yesterday.
He played 14 and 15 minutes in the first 2 games.
Yeah.
Yo,
it's not even half a game.
They used to do that to Joel Embiid. That's a conditioning thing. That boy can't run up and down.
And it was conditioning. You're right. When they did it with Joel, it was conditioning.
I will also say he looked gas. I mean, no one's in perfect game shape right now, but he looked gassed both of those first 2 games. Gassed. Within 10 minutes of play, he looked gassed.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it actually is for the best, but the problem is, like, at what point are we not going to restrict his minutes? He's an NBA basketball player. Are we going to restrict his minutes at the beginning of every single one of his professional seasons and only let him play 50? I mean, figure it it's pissing me off because you're a professional organization.
Right.
Well, they holding on to Zion like it's a bag of money. That's what that's all they're doing.
I know.
Right. Rocking him.
Yeah, they holding on. What's wrong? No. I started to play 25 minutes. So that way we still got our TV money because he's on there, and then you're gonna sit down until you lose 20 pounds. Because the same thing happened to Joel, and I'm sick of them lying about Joel working out in the off season too. Because he looked gassed.
Joel still hasn't gotten his conditioning right, which is another scary thing. And that's looking at those guys like Joel and like a Greg Oden and like a lot of those huge human beings that had so much potential but didn't really live up to it. That's what makes me nervous about Zion. Like, I see these guys and I'm like, yo, he's got to lose weight. B, he's got to get his conditioning right. And the organization has to push him to do that. Like, it can't just be a coddling thing like, he's a draw, so let's just let him live his life and then roll him out for 20 minutes a night to sell tickets.
A squad. The Pelicans got a team.
The Pelicans got talent. They got a lot of talent. Yeah.
They got Jack, the boy, last name Hayes.
Yeah.
JJ and Brandon Ingram is
Brandon Ingram been balling. Brandon Ingram to me is a candidate for most improved.
It's also the perfect situation for Lonzo to be playing with two guys that can come off the pick and roll on the fast break, and then have JJ Redick and Ingram and shooters around him.
Oh yeah,
perfect for Lonzo.
And
Holiday. I love Holiday.
Yeah.
He's the most underrated player in basketball.
Yeah, I wanted him bad in the offseason. I wanted the Lakers to pick him up bad in the offseason.
He's a dog,
underrated.
Too. Man, he's a dog. I mean, he's one of those pickups that you don't understand, like, how much of a difference he would make to your team until you 100%. See him night in, night out.
100%.
And then he gets injured and he's gone, and you're like, oh, what's happening?
You feel it.
Exactly. Wow. You wonder why your whole team's falling apart.
You feel it.
Yeah. Drew's not there. Joe, how do you feel about LeBron's team going up against the Clippers without Avery Bradley?
CJ. You skipped over the most important part of this conversation.
Give it to me.
And I'm not gonna let us go to LeBron and just start hearing the LeBron extremism that I hear every week on this show.
It's only facts, bro. It's no extremism. CJ,
are you kidding me?
It's only facts.
Yo, listen, this man has been following LeBron since the beginning.
Period.
Look at
they even mentioned him. He's been
look at Joe Connor's shirt, Redwood Black. That's our band. Now we've switched to my name as an artist. But we've been playing together music for what, four years maybe now, Joe?
Man, maybe even longer. Somebody posted something today that was like, damn, that was a long time, like 2014 or something like that.
So that's crazy.
Until we started this show, we've been talking about doing this forever.
Yeah.
But we were so busy with music, so busy with life that we just didn't do it. So it was the perfect opportunity. But I have had to hear Cleveland, Miami, the Lakers. Where is he going? This. Dude, I've been hearing about this, and I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan. That was my era, MJ. And, dude, this is all I've been hearing about forever. But But lately, I've been hearing about this. So I want to get into this real quick.
Yeah.
Please.
Zion doesn't deserve Rookie of the Year.
Oh, 100%.
He doesn't qualify. True. But Ja does this. Zion, 0 rebounds in 14 minutes.
100%. That's a problem. That's a problem. You can't be a big.
It negates his entire season.
You can't be Bigfoot and not pull down 1 rebound in an NBA game.
Forget that he scored 13 points in 15 minutes. No rebound.
He should. They all layups. Let's talk about this, right?
Hold on.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. Because I'm gonna let you finish. Because I'm head
to head. My boy Zion Williamson, in 10 minutes less of play, goes for 23 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. 25 minutes again. I think he shot 42%, 43%, something like that. Your boy Ja, in a game they need. Because they
don't need it. They in the AFC.
Oh, they need to win a game. They need to win a game.
Let's talk about who need it.
They need to win
is in the 11th seed. That's
they
who
need a game. They can't go
because they in the playoffs. If the playoffs start today,
they can't go 0-8.
Grizzlies are in the playoffs.
They're 0-2.
They don't need it.
0-2. Whatever backwards. They're 0-2.
8th place
and
11th place.
Your boy, 11, 5, and 5.
That's all he needs.
23% shooting in 35 minutes.
Those are Russell Westbrook.
Oh yeah. If my resources are correct here, Zion is now 3-0 against Ja.
So let's do this.
And wait, one more thing. Oh, my last point, I was gonna get in this earlier when we brought it up. Obviously, they're both fantastic. What I've noticed about Ja, and his percentages are backing it up, the outside shot's not there, which is why he couldn't get off.
Struggling. But this is the bubble. This is the situation with the bubble, right? Like it's not a specific to Ja because a lot of guys are struggling. The Lakers, like they can't make a
the Lakers
shot.
need
they
struggle
badly. But you can tell he doesn't want to shoot it. He doesn't want to shoot it from the outside.
He's
just something he needs to work on.
He's struggling right now, and I think they'll shore it up on that. But to your point, the team who needed that game is the Pelicans, 100%. The Pelicans are in the 11th spot right now, and you need to at least get to 9th to even get to a playoff situation, right? To even get to a play-in situation. So the Pelicans needed that game,
and they started 0-2.
They started 0-2. They have the Pelicans schedule is going to be a little bit easier than Memphis's schedule.
That's because they want Zion in the playoffs.
Period. Cause where you get this? Well, you can if you be the 8th, if you get to the 9th seed, then you can battle the 8th. Wait a minute. The playoffs for years was 1 through 8. Now we doing all this. Well, let's give the other.
That's kind of.
It's like
weird.
Get in there, Zion. Like, come on, y'all.
Maybe they're trying it like almost like the NFL does the wild card.
Yeah,
because it does create more revenue for them because 100%. Now they've got.
Zion in the playoffs.
Lose to the number 1 seed. Yeah.
But the real basketball fans know this is the Zion rule. Like this is the let's try to get him in there. You know what I'm saying?
As it should be.
It's the Zion rule. But what did we just talk about minutes ago, CJ? We talked about the firepower that's on that Pelicans team.
They got
the Pelicans team is talent for talent is way better than the Grizzlies team. So he should be 2-0 against them, right? And my thing with he should be 3-0, whatever. They should win. Every time they play, they should win.
I actually
name the second best player on the Grizzlies. Like every time they play, they should win.
I disagree a little bit. I like that Memphis team.
I like it, but there's not better than there's not more talent on that team than it is on the Pelicans.
It's close.
It's close.
But
there's not.
It's close.
Pelicans got a little bit more.
And I'll tell you why.
The Pelicans got more talent.
Brooks out of Oregon and their center, I talked about him the other day, last week on the show. He's nice. I forgot about that guy. And Jaren Jackson Jr. That dude is a beast.
Yeah. They got some dogs on there.
He's a future all-star. I knew nothing about him, and I've watched him 2 games now. He's nasty.
They got
he's been nice in college. He's been nice since college, for sure. He's been good since college.
Where did he go to college?
I don't remember.
Where did he go? Hold on, I'll tell you.
He's nice, man.
The Grizzlies got some dogs on their team, and that's why. And I respect the Grizzlies because I don't put it all on. I don't put it all on Ja. Like they got to the 8th seed not because of purely a rookie point guard, but they got to the 8th seed because they play together. They have great team chemistry, and they got some dogs in that team. But the driving force of that is Ja Morant. And so especially when you talk about
he went to Michigan State. He played with Tom Izzo.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh wow.
But Ja for me, CJ, my thing about the Rookie of the Year thing is Ja for me is the driving force of that team, and he managed to get them to the AFC in the West, right?
Yeah.
Zion Williamson is not even the star player on his own team. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
they won that game yesterday. They saw that game yesterday because of Brandon Ingram in the fourth quarter. Brandon is the guy.
Do you think their team had a little bit more cohesiveness before Zion got there?
I think so because it was because I think Brandon and Zion are going to kind of try to figure it out as far as like, especially when he starts playing more minutes, because Brandon was taking over when they needed something, we go to Brandon. Like Brandon was taking over the game, and Brandon is really coming into his own. Like we're seeing the Brandon that I wish I would have seen when he was in LA. You know what I'm saying?
But he had to get a way to grow. Like
for sure. Brandon's definitely Brandon's a better NBA scorer right now, but he's definitely not a better all-around player. He's great.
Oh, he's definitely a better all-around player right now. Brandon is especially when you look at offensively, like his offensive arsenal, like
offensive game. I'm saying all around rebounding, defense, just
I would take
Brandon
over. I would take Brandon over Zai right now. I think potential, obviously, like I think his potential is higher. I don't even know. Like I think Brandon to me seems like he can be a Kevin Durant 2.0 if he really matures and grows his game.
Very nice.
I think he has the potential to be that. So I'm saying right now, Brandon is the guy right now. You know what I'm saying?
In New Orleans, he should be.
He is the guy, especially because Zion's game is limited. Like you talk about somebody, we talk about Ben Simmons, talk about somebody who got to show up their shot. We was talking the other day about Zion shooting 60%. Let's pull up Zion's shot chart. I said he should be shooting 60% look where his shots is at.
For sure. But I'm saying, I was saying during the season, he's also got a higher 3-point percentage than Ja. He was shooting like 42% from three.
I'm saying this is what Zion's shot chart normally looks like. You know what I'm saying? He got to expand he should be shooting 6% when all he do is
listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Zion, but that one game he did let us know, like, yo, just in case I gotta shoot,
everybody gets hot every now and then. But Zion,
I wish Ben Simmons would get hot every now and then. Shit.
But this is what I love about Zion though, is that I love this seed because my two favorite teams to watch right now in the West are now the Grizzlies and the Pelicans, because I love these young squads that they have. And what I love about Zion is he doesn't care. He'll get a lot of his points off of rebounds and putbacks.
They are
alley-oops on the
great.
break.
Which is great, but when you need somebody to get you a bucket, that's why you got to get the ball to Brandon Ingram.
And that's why it's great that he stepped into this situation. And then you got Lonzo feeding you, giving you easy ones on the break. And then you've got JJ Redick, who's still hitting from the outside. And then you've got Holiday, who can do whatever you need him to do on any given night. I love this squad.
Hayes.
Oh yeah,
Haynes is not. Joe, I told you about Haynes when they went during the draft. I was like, man, they're gonna have an alley-oop show going on also.
Yeah,
but I feel like Zion, they may get rid of Hayes because I feel like him and Zion are canceling each other out. But I also feel like the team plays. I'm not saying this kid is better than Zion, but I do feel like the team plays better when Hayes is in the game versus when Zion gets in the game. Because when Zion gets in the game, I feel like the focus becomes get the ball to Zion.
Yeah.
Try to get him in the game.
But I think they play off of each other a little better. You know what I'm saying? As far as Brandon Ingram and I think that might be it too.
Who?
Guys, Jackson Jr. is out for the Grizzlies for the remainder of the season.
Dang, that's not good for them. Why?
Okay.
COVID?
I guess he meniscus tear in his left knee.
Ooh, Jesus.
Oh God.
That's not good for them. But even with that hurting them, I still see, as far as the AFC, I still see Portland getting that before the Pelicans get that AFC.
Why? How come
the problem is the Pelicans started just a little too far back, and then they lost to the Jazz when they only played Zion 14 minutes or whatever they played him. Like, that's why he was so pissed. He's like, man, we're trying to make the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
And you're playing me 14 minutes. Like, at least let me go down the stretch.
Yeah.
Right. Do you guys feel that Portland has enough time to catch Memphis?
I think they do. I mean, Portland's got a tough schedule, but they only 2 games back from Memphis right now. And Memphis, like you said, Memphis who just lost somebody, and so I mean, I would pick Memphis to hold on, but if somebody does upset them or even get them in that 8-9 playoff little tournament that
Memphis is done because now I'm reading that.
Dude, honestly, and now even more so, Joe. I was serious, dude. I wasn't kidding. When I looked at their schedule, I wasn't sure Memphis was going to win one game. I thought they got a tough schedule. They had was the Pelicans.
They got a tough schedule,
but now they've got one of their top 3 guys out.
Yeah,
hold on. JT is even more. They also lost Kyle Anderson. Which is like really big deal. Him or Jaren Jackson Jr. will not play the rest of the season.
Damn.
And the other thing is with Portland, they didn't have Jerkic for almost the entire year. He's nice. Have you watched him play?
Jerkic is another person.
Jokic is nice, yeah.
Jokic.
No. It's Jokic in Portland?
Yeah.
No, Jokic is in
Jerkic.
Who's Jerkic?
Jerkic. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, nice. Their center, their Euro center is nice.
Is his name?
And they got 3 big bodies.
I think it's Jerkic. I think it's Jerkic.
Are we talking about the same person?
I think
they
it's
also
Jerkic.
got Whiteside. Yes, Yusef Nurkic.
And they got Whiteside. Whiteside comes off the bench.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Portland is going to be. Portland is going to. I think Portland is going to be should be the favorite to kind of grab that. If with Memphis drops, I think they should be the favorite to get in there. So that'd be dope. Let's CJ was about to take us into it. Let's get into the Lakers situation. The Lakers and the Clippers played. I mean, that was the big game of the weekend. The Clippers took the game. I mean, no, the Lakers took the game. Sorry, the Lakers took the game. My thing is, we needed that game. We needed to get that monkey off our back. We got it off our back.
The monkey's not off your back, Joe.
It's off the back.
No, you know why it's not off your back?
Why?
Let me tell you why, my brother. And I keep it straight up. But if Montrezl Harris and Lou Williams was playing,
I keep hearing this. So let's talk about this.
They would have been on the court.
Okay, let's talk about this.
The last 5 minutes.
Free Lou.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
Free Lou.
I keep hearing this as if people didn't see the games that Montrezl Harris played. Right. The reason why the Clippers are in trouble when it comes to the Lakers, even without Bradley, right? Even without Bradley and Rondo, because we're gonna talk about that. Those are big losses. But the reason why is they don't have no answer for Anthony Davis. Ask me what AD is averaging versus the Clippers. 30 and 10. So stop, everybody stop. Get out my comments talking about Montrezl. Well, Montrezl wasn't there. Guess what happened the last time Montrezl was there? 32 and 13. And LeBron had 28. So I don't want to hear, and the Lakers won by 10. I don't want to hear that. He's giving y'all 30 and 10 every time. Montrezl Harrell is not the Anthony Davis stopper.
Basketball.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
Listen,
AD is giving them 30 every time they play the Clippers, bro. Every time they play the Clippers. They don't have no answer for AD.
Bradley and Rondo definitely, not even Rondo. I don't even say not even Rondo. But just that little bit of Avery Bradley affects the Lakers is the same way Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell, bro. If they were in the game, they would have been in the game.
Listen to me. They was in the game when they lost by 10 before the last game before the shutdown. They was in the game when AD gave them 32. They were there.
Yeah, but
AD gonna get his every night.
But that's my point. They don't. Their problem is as long as we exploit that matchup. It's like being in the NFL and playing a team with a terrible secondary and you run the ball. You just keep passing the ball on them. If you got to pass it, AD is going to average 40 against these fools because they don't have nobody. Not Zubac, none of Harold, they don't have nobody to stop and win.
This is playoff basketball.
If AD is balling, if AD is balling, the Clippers are going out of here, bro. They're going out of here. If AD is balling, the Clippers is going out. He's going to be the X factor in that series because they don't have no answer for him. They just don't.
I really can't.
Listen to me. Wait. It's playoff basketball. They get their 2 guys back. Free Lou. Stay out of the strip club.
Lemon pepper, shout out Lemon Pepper Lou.
Lemon pepper chicken. Seriously though, what you do is you let AD get his, but you've got the 3 guys that backcourt, limiting LeBron. No Avery Bradley. You get Lou Williams back for scoring. The Lakers can do it. LeBron James is going to have to play out of his mind.
He doesn't.
Because we know AD is.
He doesn't. He had 16 points on Saturday or whenever they played.
But they're missing 2 of their top 6 players.
And the Lakers are missing a starter, a 3-and-D guy who helps them, who shores up their perimeter defense.
Which is even more so why getting those guys back, because they let anybody coming back. This is as good as they're going to get, and they barely pulled it off.
A win is a win. That's all they got.
A win is a win.
Let me tell you something. If they win every game in the playoffs by 1 point, guess who's moving on? They are. And I don't care what it is, whether it's 1 point. A win is a win. And if we form, because my thing is, if we follow the formula, right? Because even the reason why we won that game the way we did the time before they played is because they attacked Lou Williams on the defensive end. They hunted Lou Williams, right? So because every time he was in a game, they went after him, and that's how they stretched that lead. They just went after Lou Williams because he's the weak link on the defensive side. On the offensive side, they let AD get his rocks off because they don't have no. If we stick to that formula, we can beat them even with being short on the defensive side as far as Avery Bradley. Because when you play teams like the Rockets or like the Clippers, you need strong perimeter defense, and that's what makes me nervous about us against those teams, because we need, like, I'll be nervous if we play the Rockets. Speaking of the Rockets just slapped the Bucks around, but it's because of their perimeter play. You see what I'm saying? And if you don't have nobody to stop that onslaught of Westbrook and James Harden, you can because that's what they're doing to Giannis, right? They saying we letting Giannis get his, and then we getting him out of here. That's how they lost to the Nets. That's how they lost even though Giannis ain't really scoring. He had 16 against the Nets, but he had 36 and 18 against the Rockets and still lost.
It was a good game, but I personally don't think the Rockets can even sniff 6 games with either LA team.
I think CJ, they can. I think they're dangerous.
I don't know when we started celebrating number 1 seeds and things of this nature. But
who had a celebration?
I saw tweets from Joe, and I thought I blacked out and woke up in 3 months and missed all of this time, and I was like, holy shit.
I'm sorry.
LeBron and the Lakers just won an NBA championship.
Can we talk about let's clear this up.
He did it. They said it couldn't be done in the West.
Can we talk about the tweets that we're talking about? Let me tell you what my tweet said. Let me tell you what my tweet said. Let me tell you what my tweet said, CJ. It said, they said he couldn't do it in the West. They said he only did it because the East is weak. That's not a celebration. That's a fact. So I need all the people who he can't do it in the West. He only did it because I just need that same energy. That's all I need.
I will say this.
I just need the same energy. That was a fact. It wasn't no parade. It wasn't no celebration. It was a fact of I need all the he only doing it in the East folks to holler at me in the comments. That's what I need. That's what I need.
Listen,
I feel like
I'm hollering at you right now, and I'm saying that LeBron James is 50% making the playoffs in the West.
I feel like LeBron is – do you guys feel like LeBron is saving – I feel like he's saving this last haul for the playoffs. And I feel like what we're about to see is
he's ready to ball. He's ready to ball.
Low-key LeBron throughout the season, and then playoffs, turn up LeBron. Because I really feel like he's going to stay in the league until at least his son gets there.
Yeah.
But
dude,
that is coasting right now, but he coasting right now. But with all the East this, the East that people, then we got to the West, and soon as we got a real team in the West, I ain't talking about the baby Pelicans. I'm talking about as soon as we got a real team in the West, we back in the number 1 seed. So I just need everybody to keep that same energy. Y'all talk about that. Like I want to hear it. I want to hear that. Oh, well, I need some apologies in my comments. Where y'all at? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not hearing. It was really loud. It was really loud in the comments about the East, and he only going to 8 straight finals because he wouldn't. People were saying he was scared to go to the West. Y'all remember that? I was seeing a lot of LeBron won't go to the Lakers. He's scared of the West. I heard it all, bro. I just need the same energy. I need everybody who was talking about he ain't gonna do it in the West. He doing it in the West, and the West is crazy right now.
Well, I keep telling Joe, CJ, that he needs to stop responding to stupid people and start only responding to smart people.
I did stop responding to stupid people. I for sure did.
Because he's way too intelligent of a person to be responding to this idiocracy that he responds to. But I'm saying until it's done, it's not done.
Oh, for
LeBron
sure.
needs to go win
for sure. I didn't say we won a championship. I just said for everybody who was talking the East stuff.
Celebrating the first year. It's cool because if they were in LA, they would have got hats, clinched the division. They would have got hats. That's more of a Sixers thing. They're gonna do that. They're gonna do the division first division championship since Allen Iverson. Oh my God. It's cool. Trust the process, man. The other game that I thought was amazing was that Rockets Bucks game. I thought that was an incredible game. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm nervous about the Rockets. Like if I'm the Lakers, I don't want to see the Rockets because you know what? Westbrook is not Westbrook. Westbrook is not taking up terrible shots and jacking up threes, and he's in the paint. He stopped that. He did stop that. Yup. And so if he plays smart like that, they can be a dangerous out in the playoffs. Saying I never wanted Russell Westbrook on my team because of something he said in an interview. He was like maybe like 10 for like 36, and he was like, "Yeah, if I'm missing, I'm gonna just keep shooting." I was like, "No, why would you not pass the ball off to someone that's hot?" And I remember saying like, "Yo, I don't care how nice he is. I never want that douchebag." That was his MO. But now I'm looking at him and I'm like, yo, this little guard thing might work. Like they really had Robert Covington playing the center at one point. I was like, whoa. Like, yeah.
This is the thing with Milwaukee. They're missing Bledsoe. He's
which
coming
is going
back.
to hurt them. It's another perimeter defense. That's what I was talking about. Is he coming back for the playoffs? Defense.
What's that?
He's supposed to.
Is he coming back for the playoffs?
I think he's supposed to.
Yeah. He's coming back. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Rockets were also missing Eric Gordon. Is he out for the year or is he coming back?
No, I think he's coming back. I thought he was
done for the year. He got helped off the court. His jaw looked bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Eric Gordon's his injury looked bad.
They didn't rule him out yet though, so I think he should be back. But that's my thing about the Bucks. That's why I don't trust the Bucks though. You know what I'm saying?
I don't trust the Bucks either.
Because I feel like they can get guy at any time, and when people start putting a border around the paint for Giannis, that's when it gets real iffy because that shot is real shaky. Like
he's the 7-foot Ja Morant. They both need to work on their jump shots.
Well, actually, in that case, he's the 7-foot Zion because that's who need to work on his jump shot. If we talk about
not according to statistics and percentages and science, according to all of that.
It is. Okay, so we got a situation in the NFL with your Niners where they just made a big move. They just signed Jordan Reed to a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
I'm not really high on this because Jordan Reed is the epitome of glass. Like, he cannot stay on the field and he cannot stay healthy. So, like, if he's healthy, I'm like, it's a good move. But if he's healthy, is like,
but
it's like saying if I win the lottery.
I look at this the same way I look at the Gronk move in Tampa. He's not your number one tight end.
Right.
Jordan Reed, he can just hang out. I mean, they've already got arguably the best tight end in football. It's just another addition of huge weapon, again, if and when he's healthy. But if you don't have to play him as many minutes, you don't have to give him the ball as much, keep him healthy.
Yeah.
It's just adding another weapon to an offense that's already doing very well. Yeah. And I just got to give a lot of love to John Lynch. I loved him as a player. He's a Stanford football guy. Loved watching him play. Played in Tampa Bay, obviously.
I wanted him as the Eagles coach so bad.
But
you wanted John Lynch?
He's just –
I did. Nobody wanted Doug Peterson, bro.
Yeah, Doug Peterson kind of came out of nowhere, but I'm glad he did because Super Bowl champion.
Thank you, Andy Reid.
Straight up. I couldn't wait for him to leave.
Andy Reid's the reason.
Period. JT, you're a little frozen.
But yeah, bro, if you remember, no one technically wanted Andy Reid.
Right.
I mean, wanted Doug Peterson.
Yeah, he kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah.
He was the one that was like, yo, you guys.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
All right.
No, you're back.
I was just saying every offseason, John Lynch, he doesn't always make the big headline moves, although getting Jimmy G, I think, was a big move.
It was.
But he makes the smart moves. He shored up the offensive line. We lost Joe Staley one of the most important cogs on our line. And what does he do? He goes and gets Trent Williams. Everyone thought he'd have to give up first-round picks. He gave up a fifth-round pick next year and a third-round pick in 2 years. Yeah. Just making moves. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's made a few other moves as well that are huge to keep that defense going, keep the offensive line stout, and then add weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Jimmy G. I feel like Jimmy G was a smart move. I felt like that was like
I think so.
Grabbing while he's here, grabbing while you can.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the Niners got a really bright future, and I think he definitely is doing a good job over there.
Yeah, and what's that running back y'all got? Breida,
they flipped.
Breida.
I think he's in Miami.
Breida,
Miami, I think.
He's gone. Yeah, I think he's gone.
I think he's in Miami, which is a bummer, but you know.
They still got a nice squad.
He did work for me in fantasy football.
Yeah.
I had him for a minute too.
Yeah.
He did work.
Yeah. Let's get out of here on a couple of these. Dana White has come out. I guess he was on a podcast and they were asking him about Conor talking about coming back again and fighting somebody or boxing Manny Pacquiao. And he straight up was like, no, he's not fighting again this year. Period.
Oh, he said that. I didn't see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a hard no for Conor. I don't know what I really don't understand what's going on with Conor, and like I feel like he doesn't want to fight anymore. Like in the UFC, I feel like he's just kind of like throwing out big demands and seeing what's going to stick and trying to like see if he can still like throw his weight around. You know what I mean? But especially with him talking about this Manny Pacquiao fight, like I feel like he keeps dipping and dabbling in the boxing thing because he made a crap load of money fighting Floyd. But I'm curious to see like what's going to happen with Conor. Like I don't know if he's really serious about the UFC fight game anymore. Like I don't
know what the fuck you are talking about. I need the Rolexes. I'm not good with the Irish accent. Man, this lifestyle he's living right now, he needs to fight Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
He needs to fight Deontay Wilder. He needs to fight Manny Pacquiao.
He's trying to box.
I'll tell you the fight I want to see. Well, first of all, I want to see him fight Khabib again because I think he beats him. But I also want to see him fight Jorge Masvidal.
Okay, so we had some technical difficulties with JT's signal. But as far as the UFC goes, it looks like Conor will not be fighting for the rest of the year. And if I had to bet on it, I would say I don't know how much
he's not fighting again.
I about to say I wouldn't see how much. I wouldn't bet that he would fight, again in the UFC. I think his next fight is going to be a boxing match. Yeah, I think his next fight is for sure going to be a boxing match. Like that's really what it's looking like.
Who you think Conor? Who you think he can fight next? He got to fight. Who you think will fight next?
Manny Pacquiao want to fight. I think he want to fight Manny Pacquiao, and I think Manny Pacquiao want to fight him. Like I think they really want to get it on, and I think
you want to hear something crazy? And I can't believe I'm saying this. Conor did not look that bad when he was fighting against Floyd, man.
He didn't. I think he would give Manny a much more serious fight. Like I think
it'll be more. Yes.
Yeah, I think
he's going up against the best. And he looked like that against Floyd.
Yeah. I think he would definitely give Manny a much closer fight. He's not gonna make the same money. Like they did 5 million buys with the Mayweather thing. They're not gonna get anywhere close to that.
No, he'll never see a money like that for a fight again.
No, they're not gonna get anywhere close to that. But he is gonna make more money, even in a Manny Pacquiao fight. He's gonna make more money than he's ever made in UFC. That's just what it is. The problem is though, he's still under contract with Dana White, so he can't do anything until Dana White say he can do it.
Wow,
that's the reality of it.
Wow.
Okay, so let's get out of here on this. The Doug Peterson, the Eagles. If you haven't seen, their interim coach is now Deuce Staley because Doug Peterson tested positive for the Rona. Me and my fiance was kind of excited about this because we saw a black coach get ahead. We like, oh, okay, it might, even if it's temporary. We like, oh, like dude, can you imagine how lit Philly would be if Deuce Staley was the head coach of the Eagles?
It'll be like a party almost every week.
Yeah, like I mean that would be dope because he's been on the coaching staff for a minute. We wish Doug Peterson well. We hope he gets better. But but I would be happy to see Duke. I mean Deuce, you know,
coach and he's been coaching for a couple games. He's been coaching for a while.
He definitely put his time in,
especially Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he definitely put his time in, and seeing him get a shot, you know, would do something for the movement of trying to get black coaches and black and brown coaches in the league.
And this is a great person.
Yeah, to see them get some shine and see them get a chance that they normally don't get. Even you know, in a shitty situation like this where it's
and look what he's doing with the running backs. Look what he's done with Miles Sanders and all those guys that then came up, and you know him and Eagles coaching staff is a little black because also Jason Avant
is it? Yeah. So I think it's cool. I hope that Doug Peterson gets back and gets well. But I'm excited to see it, you know, if Doug is out for a minute, I'm excited to see what Deuce does as a head coach, and maybe this is a springboard for him. You only need a little bit, you know what I mean? Luke Walton only coached the Warriors for like a couple of games, and then that was it. It was life changing for him. Yeah, so
and he's doing good in Sacramento too, by the way.
Right? Yeah, he is.
And low key, I hate to jump back to basketball, but I wonder what it looked like with him still there.
Where in
L.A.
It wouldn't look good to me.
Why did he really leave?
He's too young. He couldn't coach this Lakers team. Not a veteran Lakers team. They played with him, and when they played with him, he was trash. So like the respect factor is just not there. Like LeBron's looking at him like, bro, I used to make you eat nuts like all the time. Like I'm not. You ain't finna tell me to do nothing. Like you can't. He can't be a head coach. Not on a veteran team. He was cool for that baby Pelicans, but. Not on no real championship pedigree type squad. That's not gonna work.
Yeah. Well,
CJ Branch.
They got Jason Kidd sitting next to Jake Vogel.
Right. They got all-star coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, okay, CJ Branch, thank you so much for joining the show
fun, man.
Today. This was dope. We went from literally seeing each other every day as kids and playing on every game together to almost never seeing each other.
House.
Yeah, literally to like only seeing each other if somebody is in LA or on the East Coast or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
you see somebody on TV. Like,
right. We'd never see each other anymore. So it was dope to get to talk to you. And we're gonna bring you back on at some point.
Please do. So bring me back when the Sixers win a chip, man.
Yeah, maybe for real. I mean,
it's wide open.
Right. Let's see what happens. Tell the people where they can follow you and how they can support anything that you got coming up in the near future.
So you can follow me at CJ_Branch. It's my mostly all handles, CJ Branch or CJ_Branch. Right now, if you want to guys check out something I'm doing, I'm working with a girl named Brianna Cash, who's from Philly, lives in the LA area. She has a song with Tory Lanez right now that I worked on called
Shout out Tory Lanez, free Tory Lanez.
Right. Jesus Christ, forgot about that Tory Lanez stuff. And then there's another guy I work with from Philly. His name is Doug C. Jr. He's really great. He has a new single come out, and we've been a lot of streams for us to not have any backing any artists. He's at like close to like 40,000 within like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That, and then we look out for like a couple of rappers, another R&B singer by the name of Mimi that I'm working with.
Yeah.
And there's another rapper named Supreme. So just you'll see me. I'll be out there, man.
Yeah. So support, follow, and buy anything that you can, because it's all gonna be dope. I'm at Joe Conor 33 everywhere. Make sure that you like, subscribe on the YouTube page so you know when we're dropping a video. Also continue to stream and share on all the podcast platforms. So that's iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of that, Spotify. Keep sharing. We're seeing the numbers go up every week, so I appreciate y'all listening and continue to share. Otherwise, we'll be on the road this weekend for a rare COVID show that's happening in South Dakota at the Sturgis Festival that we thought were going to get canceled, but it's not canceled. So pray that we don't get the COVID, but we will be there. Come holler at me with a mask on and social distance if you see me out there. Until next time, this has been the Backstage Sports Podcast. Be safe and be great. Peace.
Backstage Sports.